Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Work, and you're watching the inaugural episode of Survive the Interview, an interview show where we get inside the minds of some of Twitch's greatest Jackbox streamers. Today, we're welcoming TipsyTune, the Jackbox streamer with endless positivity and drinking rules. Tipsy, welcome to Survive the Interview.
How hard is it for you to not say survive the internet right now? Is it like, I know for me, I would eventually say survive the internet.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's...
Blame the booze. I don't know. But I'm doing good. I got up early today, got some stuff done, and here we are. Let's get this.
Nice. So I'm going to start out easy. That way we can both ease into our comfort zones. And this is a question that I'm always interested in whenever I meet somebody online. Now, for you, this might be pretty straightforward, but where did you get your online name from? And how long have you been using it? And have you had any online names before this one? And if so, why did this one take the spot?
Oh, that's actually, it's not as straightforward as you'd think. I joined Twitch, almost 3 years ago now. And it was game_and_tune. And I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to do drinking rules with games from my childhood, ruin my childhood essentially. And I immediately hated the name. I didn't know at the time that you had to wait 2 months to change your name. So it actually delayed me streaming for 2 months because I refused to go live with that name. So 3 days later, Tune has always been a nickname for me. I've always been Tune. Tuneless Bard is my old school name. Little D&D in there, little music. The drinking came later.
Very nice.
As it naturally will. But I knew I wanted to do drinking rules, so Tune was always going to be a part of it. And I couldn't come up with, I like the alliteration, so I couldn't come up with something that has a T in it. I don't know why it took so long to get tipsy, and I can't even take full credit. Somebody else gave me the idea, and I was like, that's it. I think TipsyTune's where we're at. So 2 months later, changed the name, went live, and that's where the name came from.
Oh, very, very nice.
A little bit of music, a little bit of booze. That's it.
Awesome. All right, so I guess that leads into the second question. And speaking of tunes, your YouTube has plenty of amazing drunken covers you've made over the years, and you showcased your original song, Smokin' Gin, last year. What's your history with singing and songwriting, and are there any plans for that TipsyTune album dropping sometime in the future?
I literally just announced this yesterday. I said at 10K followers, I'm dropping the album. I'm having someone work on a couple songs right now. I'll leave who that is out. We'll wait until they get it done and we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I'm excited about that. But I actually have a pretty extensive history in music. I always wanted to be a musician. I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be, and that's, I guess, hard to do. I guess you can't go to the music store and apply to be singer. It doesn't work like that. So I did a couple of competitions here and there. I did American Idol, got my gold ticket, and got immediately cut. So that was cool, but I did that, and I did another competition. It was more local, but had some pretty cool judges on it. Did you ever watch Zoe 101 as a kid? But Logan from that show, Matthew Underwood, was one of the contestants, one of the judges, and he afterwards, I didn't win the thing at all. It was a singles thing and a duet one. And I was like, that's not cool, but whatever, not important. I meet Matthew Underwood, and he took me in and gave me acting lessons and stuff like that for free.
Wow.
Put me under his wing. So that's really cool. That's not really music related, but music led to that. But I've done some pretty cool things. I've been in the same studio as Mark Anthony and J-Lo. I've done some cool music stuff, and didn't go anywhere really, but I still love making music. Still am making music.
Yeah.
I've got like I said, I got one being produced, and I've got about 6 or 7 songs that are now officially done. I would say the music's right, the lyrics are there, and I want to try to get to 10 before the album drops.
Very cool. So then, how long has this album been in development?
Forever.
Okay.
I think one of the songs that's on there is 7 years old now. Smokin' Gin is actually 9 years old.
Okay.
That's a very old one. A friend of mine struggled with drug addiction, and after they had passed it, they wrote a poem. and they put how they felt in words, and they were like, "Can you turn this into a song?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's awesome." I actually love working with other people's passions. Because everyone has a limit to how much passion they can put out, except for like Taylor Swift, apparently. Like everybody has like a limit. Like there's only so much you can put out, like of your own stuff, like your own thoughts. And you have and when I can like tap into somebody else's like feelings and things like that, and write a song about that, I feel like that's when my best work comes out, and that's where Smoke and Gin came from. And I just genuinely love it. And by the way, they're still off drugs. They're still very good, still very positive. And yeah, so that's really cool.
Oh, wow. That's super cool. Yeah, that's amazing. Well, I guess that's going to lead into our first little game here. Speaking of covers, let's play a game of who you enjoy better. In the spirit of drunken covers, during this game, I'm just gonna list a couple of famous covers of originals, and you just need to answer who you think did it better. So just a little short game here. Now, the first song we have here is Live and Let Die. Now, do you prefer the Paul McCartney original or the Axl Rose Guns N' Roses remake of Live and Let Die?
I'm always gonna be on the original. I'm more of like an acoustic guy anyway.
Yeah,
like, I like the acoustic feel. Nothing against the rock life. It just, well, there was a clip from yesterday where I'm probably gonna regret that. Someone said, "Do your best rock sound," and I almost quit streaming yesterday because of that sound that I made. But like I said, I'm not really a rock guy, so I like more of the acoustic feel. So I'm gonna go that direction here.
All right, so that leads us to our next one. I Will Always Love You. Do you prefer the Dolly Parton original or the Whitney Houston remake?
That's a tough one. Okay, so I'm gonna go Whitney because there was this guy that I used to do karaoke with, and I swear, this man would go up on that stage and he would rock it full out Whitney style, and I think I fell in love with it after watching him do it even more so. So we gotta go Whitney. That's tough though. That is a tough one because that's you're putting like two S tiers up there. That's
all right. Solid picks. So final one. Do you prefer The Man Who Sold the World, the David Bowie original, or do you like that Nirvana remake? What do you feel like, The Man Who Sold the World?
See, I never really got into David Bowie that much, believe it or not.
Okay.
So that one's a little easier for me, but I feel like I need to be a little bit more familiar with David Bowie's version of it before I can fully say that, but I'm going to probably say, yeah, go in the other direction. Sorry, David Bowie.
All right, fair enough. No bad answers there. Everything was fantastic. Let's move on to another question now, because you were talking about your experience on American Idol and dealing with people in that respect. Let's go on and talk about this. Late last year, Tipsy, you applied to the CBS show Survivor. What's your history with Survivor? Who's your favorite player, and what's your favorite season or memory?
Oh man, there's so many good memories there, but history, let's start there. So I used to, like, back when the first came out, it was like that was like the time my family would sit down and watch something together. It was always Survivor. You get the popcorn ready. Me, it was like a brick of cheese. I'd just be biting into it. But we would sit down and we would watch Survivor. And that was awesome. I mean, even from day one, like, it was just kind of like, you can, like, the season one, you can just tell it's like kind of thrown together. It's like, this is like we're going to give this a shot and I hope maybe the show takes off. And it was just not the show it is now, but it was just so fun to watch. And you got so into it. You got so mad at people, like, especially now, because ever since like they had a really good villain, like Jerry, that first villain, which she wasn't even that like villainous, but they got the vibe of like, hey, like, okay, this is TV. This is content. Loved that. And so oddly enough, I like the villain. I like to hate the villain, I guess is a better way to say that, but love the villain. And I would say my favorite villain, and because a good villain, you hate them. I do not like Russell. I don't like Russell. Good villain. One of the best characters on the show. I hate him. This is the truth. He sucked. Favorite good guy, they put him on the villain team. Rob is not a freaking villain. But that also leads into like most memorable season. I loved Heroes versus Villains. I loved that because they brought back some of the favorites, and some of them weren't playing the same game. Like watching Rupert not be the Rupert that I remembered was weird. And I loved that just because like they either were trying to switch up their strategies or they just got older and grumpier.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But it was always my mom's dream to go on the show. She was a smoker. She wanted to quit smoking. And she's like, this is how I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to go on Survivor where I can't smoke. And so she wanted to do that. And she never did. She never applied. She never got around to doing that. And then I was like, when I'm 18, totally doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Took a few years after that because obviously I'm, fresh 21. Just agree with me.
Absolutely.
I finally applied and yeah, and I'm excited. I'm hoping that I don't think this season was really something that I was available to be on, but I'm hoping next season I'll hear from CBS and I'll be on that. But I love the show and I really want to get on there. I think I could kick some butt. I don't know. Bring some positivity. I won't be a villain. I won't be like Johnny Rotten.
You're not going to play the game?
Oh, I'll play the game.
You're not going to play it like that, though.
I guess. Okay, well, yeah, you know what? You say that, like... So I just was on Big Brother, Chloe's Big Brother Twitch event, and I didn't mean to be the villain. I was the ultimate villain on that show, and I didn't mean to be. I thought everything I was doing was for the greater good. I realized that at a certain point I had done something to every single person in the game and screwed them over, and I had no friends.
See, I feel like once you get into the strategy mindset of a reality TV show, you just automatically become the villain. Like, no matter what you do, you're now strategizing against the other people. You're gonna be the villain.
Yeah, well, yeah, because as soon as you start doing strategy, you stop thinking of them as humans. They're not humans anymore. They're obstacles.
Yeah.
Obstacles. And then like I don't know. I guess I became the villain pretty quick. So it happened as I didn't mean to be, but it was fun.
Right. Nice. So I guess let's change gears a little bit. This couldn't be a TipsyTune interview without talking about drinking. I always like to ask people that stop by what they've been eating, and I know it's pretty early in the day, so I'm sure you haven't eaten much. So instead of that, I just want to know, what are your favorite simple drunk meals to prepare? And what's your favorite drunk food to pick up or have delivered?
There's a local place. I'm in Jersey, so like pizza's a big thing. I mean, you got to get it from the local place. Nothing against like Domino's or Pizza Hut or anything like that. They do it just fine. But like, you got to go to the local place, get a greasy freaking New York slice, and that is like the best drunk food ever. Or disco fries. Disco fries are pretty awesome. That's definitely your best like drunken food. As far as like my quick meals, literally I take anything and I just cover it with cheese and my life is pretty much complete. I love cheese so much.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I do. Just melt some cheese on some fries. Before the stream yesterday, which hadn't got to the tipsy part yet, but I did like air fried some French fries, pulled pork, and cheese on it. That was my pre-stream meal. I was happy.
That sounds great. All right, well, speaking of streaming, you clearly have a passion for many types of games, from RPGs like Pokemon to shooters and racing games like Mario Kart. But as a mainly Jackbox streamer, how do you deal with the burnout that comes from streaming a single type of game daily? Or do you not suffer from that burnout at all?
Yeah, that's kind of why I like Jackbox, though. I've never experienced. I've been doing Jackbox for, I can't believe I say it, it's 2.5 years now. And I love Jackbox for that exact same reason. It's grown with me. It evolves. The game evolves to the people around you. So if you have different players, you have a completely different game. You can play Mad vs. City all day, just put a theme to it or something like that. You just switch it up a little bit. I guess that's just why I like Jackbox. It evolves, and I love that. And they keep making games that evolve a little bit better with people. Like they bring back Quiplash. Devils in the Details doesn't seem like that game would have much variance based on who's playing, but oh my goodness, it does. Those selfish players, you know them. when they join in, you're like, oh man, this person's gonna be doing nothing but fire tasks. It's like, you know what's up. I love it. The game is always interesting. It's always a little bit different. So I think that I guess that takes away from the burnout.
Yeah, community can definitely help. It can definitely change like the dynamics of everything.
That's what I've also kind of always said. My stream is more of like a just chatting with games in the background, because I don't stop talking ever. Well, I mean, I never stop talking. That's just part of the deal. So, but yeah, it's I think that avoids that burnout, because it's different with each person. Each game's different, because even if you have the same person, 7 other different people, and like it just changes how the dynamic of the game. So
awesome. Okay, well then let's switch it up a little bit. You're obviously a Pokemon fan. I think everybody knows it from watching your stream. You got your little Pikachu there. Whoa, and the Voltorb is now coming out. So do you remember your first experience with Pokemon? How'd you find out about it? And do you know who bought you your very first Pokemon game?
Oh yeah, I grew up a Toys R Us kid. My dad works at Toys R Us. My mom worked at Toys R Us. My stepmom worked at Toys R Us. You can do the math there. So my dad brought home this new game. He's like, hey, this new game is gonna be big. He's gonna be big. He brought home Pokemon, and I'm like, okay, let's give that a shot. I like that idea. That sounds fun. I like toys. You brought me a toy. I played toy. And my God, was that just the coolest thing to have? The coolest thing in elementary school to have Pokemon. Oh man, it was like the coolest thing ever. I remember like going to school with my cable, plugging into other people's. I actually remember one trade. Someone was trying to take my Kangaskhan. They were gonna give me Charizard, so it's like a good trade. But Kangaskhan, man, like you go into the Safari Zone and you catch one of those things, you were a god back in the day. Yeah. I know Charizard is like, the holographic Charizard. That's the thing. That Kangaskhan was so hard to get, and I tore the cable out. I remember that. But, I kept my Kangaskhan.
All right, so here's a Pokemon question for you. We've got another Pokemon question coming up a little bit later, but this is a little short one, a little tidbit. All you need to do is tell me what Pokemon was originally called. Now, you don't need to know it from heart. I do have a little multiple choice here. So what was Pokemon originally called? Was it A, Capsule Monsters? Was it B, Nature Spirit Tamers? Was it C, Kanto Adventure Friends? Or was it D, Pocket Fighting Pets? Do you know what Pokemon was originally called?
I do not. I want to go with Pocket Fighting Pets, because Pocket Monsters is like the thing in Japan. So that's what makes me think it. But then again, I'm thinking that maybe you were sneaky and you snuck that in there knowing that I would know that and tried to trick me. But I'm gonna fall for that trap if that's the case. Let's go for it.
All right, so it was in fact A. It was Capsule Monsters. I did make up Pocket Fighting Pets. It was A.
Capsule Fighting. Okay, well, good. They did good.
Yeah, Capsule Monsters. The original. Not as catchy. Not as catchy.
Not as catchy. It's like, do you remember, Rocket League?
Yeah.
Their first game, I forget what it was, but it was like the most ridiculous name in the world. It's like aerodynamic flying cars that play soccer.
Really?
I forget what it was, but it was way too long. It was like, really? That was your name? And they didn't abbreviate it. It was just really long. Rocket League, much better.
All right, so continuing on with this Pokemon thread, your channel and the Pokemon Gengar have a huge history. Oh, and there he is. And Gengar makes an appearance in nearly every stream you do, perhaps every stream. So, is Gengar your favorite Pokemon?
Wait, hold up. It used to be Haunter. I don't want him to hear this. It used to be Haunter, but I actually was on the West Coast, then I got traded to the East Coast, and you know how that works. You trade Haunter, boom, this guy. So, this is basically adult me, Awesome. Smiley ghost.
All right, so now Gengar is a Pokemon that takes some interesting strategy to get. Do you remember who you traded with to get that first Gengar?
Probably my sister.
Okay.
Probably my sister. My sister had red. I had blue. And then I guess probably had like the books and realized that's how you get Gengar.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have to be my sister because like we played together and we traded together, so like we can get everything. We realized that you have to like restart the game to get all the starters and then trade those off because breeding wasn't really like. Well, at least I wasn't aware of breeding back when I was a kid. You know.
Yeah, I don't think it existed in Gen 1.
Did it not exist?
I don't think. I think it was like gold, silver.
Because you could only put one in, right?
Yeah.
Because there was the daycare, just you couldn't put two in.
Hmm.
Either way, someone in the comments is gonna yell at us, idiots. Definitely was. You just never did it.
Yeah.
You sit down for a bit.
All right, so that's actually going to lead us into our second Pokemon quiz of the evening. Now, this is a little bit more beefy. We got a little bit more to chew on here. As a Pokemon fan, I thought it might be fun to play a Pokemon-related quiz game to test your knowledge on Pokemon. This is called Pokemon or Medicine. Now, you may have seen this floating around the internet, but if you're unfamiliar with it, I'll give you a series of names, and all you gotta do is tell me whether or not you think it's a Pokemon or a medication.
Dis or dat. Let's go.
Yeah, are you ready?
Round 3 of You Don't Know Jack. I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. There's gonna be 5 of each for Pokemon and 5 for medication, 10 questions, and all you have to do is tell me what you think it is. So here we go, starting with Mentax. Mentax, do you think this is a Pokemon or is this a drug?
Mentax.
Mentax.
This is gonna be rough because I'm an OG 150 bitch all day, including Mew and Togepi, of course. I'm gonna say that's a medicine.
You are correct. Mentax is a medication. It's an antifungal medication. Mentax. Next up, Bibarel. Now, is Bibarel a Pokemon or is this a medication? Bibarel.
Bibarel.
Mm-hmm.
Medication?
Nope, Bibarel is a Pokemon. It's a
Pokemon is
it's a 4th generation Pokemon, normal water type. Bibarel. All right.
Bibarel.
It's like a little beaver type thing. It evolves from Bidoof. Bibarel is a Pokemon.
Oh, damn it. I knew Bidoof. I didn't know Bibarel. Oh, for dope.
All right, so next up, Opana. Opana. Is this a medication or a Pokemon? Opana.
Opana. God, none of these sound like Pokemon. Opana. Medication.
Opana is a medication. That is right. It is an analgesic. Opana, the medication. So next up, yeah, these are tough. It feels like they can go either way. I played quite a bit of Pokemon, and this list can trip me up too. So next up, we have Dano. Now, is that a Pokemon or is that a medication? Dano.
Dano? Oh, that I think I know that one. A dark dragon Pokemon.
It is a dark dragon Pokemon. Yes, Dano, that little one with like the hair over the eyes type look.
Cute.
Cute. All right. So what are we? We're 50% split, I think.
No, 3 for 4.
3 for 4. All right, doing good.
Didn't know about Bibarel.
All right. Next up, Genesect. Genesect, Pokemon.
That's a Pokemon.
That is a Pokemon. It's a bug steel Pokemon. I don't believe it might be a legendary.
I don't know. Looks legendary.
Definitely, yeah, with that sect in there makes it a little easier. Genesect, Pokemon, but we've got a few more here. Sanctura. Pokemon or medication? Sanctura.
See, that sounds like a Pokemon, but I'm gonna go medicine.
Yo, you are correct. It is a medicine, and it's for an overactive bladder. Sanctura.
Oh, so it's a water type. Awesome.
There you go. All right, so next up, Gemzar, the Pokemon or medication Gemzar. What do you think?
Gemzar. That's a 50-50 for me. This is probably gonna be like a second evolution if it's a Pokemon. Gemzar. That is gonna be medication?
That is correct. It is a medication. This is a chemotherapy drug. Gemzar here. All right. We've got 3 more to go, and you've only missed 1. You're doing strong here. We've got 3 more to go. Tricor. Pokemon or medication? Tricor.
God, see, here's how my brain's going through this. Is like, that sounds like a medication, so it's probably a Pokemon. Like, I always just don't trust my brain. It's actually working for me right now. Like, I just go the opposite of what I actually would immediately think. See, I do learn, just a weird way of learning. Tricor. Medication.
That is correct. Another medication here. This helps reduce your cholesterol. Tricor.
Tricor.
Doing good right now. 2 left. Let's see how we can do here. Leaveney. Leaveney.
That's gotta be a leaf Pokemon, right?
That is a bug grass Pokemon from 5th generation. Leaveney.
No.
All right, last one here.
Petalil.
Petalil, last one. Pokemon.
Yeah, I wish I would have kept track of how many Pokemon and how many things, because you said 5 and 5, but I can't remember how many we've done of each. I think that's a Pokemon too, a grass type?
That is a Pokemon. It is that little fluff ball grass type, Petalil.
Yes.
Yes, so
hey, that's an A-.
You did like 9 for 10. That's amazing. Yeah, fantastic.
The bar high.
That was great. Yeah, fantastic. All right. So there.
I did not expect to do very well. Because I know all the original 150 all day. I know those, and I definitely know the medication to save my life. So that wasn't gonna help me anyway. But either way, I'll take 9 out of 10.
Yeah, these ones were all like 4th and 5th gen, so kind of deep dives into that Pokemon knowledge. But you did fantastic. All right, next up, as a streamer, this last year strikes me as both a benefit and a curse. On the one hand, you have more people who have been able to stay at home and are consuming more content than ever, but on the other hand, you yourself are going through all of this too. So what are some of the things you've been doing to keep sane outside of streaming? And like, maybe you have a new favorite show to binge watch or some new hobbies? What have you been doing?
I mean, I'm a person that stays busy. If I'm not being busy, I don't know what I'm doing. I like doing hobbies. I'm a big fan of that. I'm actually quite handy. I don't get to showcase that with Jackbox. I've like built my deck in the backyard. I have literally in my car right now pieces to put railing on it. That's the plan for maybe today, probably tomorrow. I like just staying busy. I like coming up with projects. I like coming up with concepts. I like writing like D&D books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I miss Dungeons and Dragons. I used to do that a lot. Plus video games, like off-stream video games. Like I'm a big fan of sports games when it comes to that stuff. I'll play video games. Yeah, I mean, like the last year has been crazy beyond like the COVID stuff. Like the COVID thing I never like had like a direct contact with like somebody that like had it and was like really, really having a hard time with it. But I mean, I had everything else medically wrong. Like my mom beat cancer last year and a couple weeks ago. So like that happened 2 in 1 shot and within a year. Yeah. 2 different kinds just happens. My dad's fighting off Lou Gehrig's, which there isn't really a cure. It's more of a maintaining thing. So like, you know, there's all that kind of craziness going on. So it's just being able to stay in contact with like family, I think has been big.
Wow, yeah.
And I know you said besides streaming, but streaming has been a huge help for me. Just to keep me busy, keep my mind off things. And we have such a positive community. So like it's nice to be able to like have that. And Twitch was extremely positive over the last year.
Yeah.
So many people found Twitch that would have probably never found Twitch otherwise. And
yeah, absolutely.
I love it. And that Jackbox obviously did very well because that's the perfect game for streaming and still staying like really in contact with people. Yeah, so I mean, overall, yeah, Twitch, the aspect of life over the last year has been a huge part of my sanity. So
yeah, awesome. Yeah, you you talk about doing all this stuff with your hands. You talk about being very handsy, very hands-on. Have you ever thought about doing a IRL stream, you know, showcasing
People
this?
got mad at me when I didn't stream it, actually. They got mad at me. They're like, why didn't you stream that? I'm like, I didn't think about that. But the guy I build with, he's pretty big on, I don't know how he manages this. He'll drink. I can't like drink and function, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm drinking and like, it's more of I'm sitting in a chair playing some games, I can do that. Drinking on that level and then like building a deck. No, thank you. That's not how that's gonna work. That's tough, but I guess I do have a couple more projects. Maybe I will do an IRL stream because I'm gutting my bathroom soon, so maybe, I don't know, I'll figure it out.
Nice.
And my downstairs, I'm gonna have a new kitchen, so I've been talking about doing cooking streams because I'm getting really into cooking lately. I think a lot of people have over the last year.
Yeah.
So cooking, another one to add to that last question. Love learning how to cook new things. Big fan.
So yeah, what's your favorite meal you've learned to cook during this?
A lot of Mediterranean stuff. I always liked it, but I never really like made it at home. But like now, like it's just so easy to like put together. I was like, oh, this is super simple.
Yeah.
Just got Indian food last night. That was fun. Mel actually cooked that. I didn't cook that, but still delicious. I was happy about it. So just trying a bunch of new stuff. That's been really fun.
Nice.
Actually, HelloFresh is super useful for that too. I've been using HelloFresh.
Oh yeah.
And they send you pick out like 3 meals and then like they give you all the stuff to make it. And that's why I've gotten super into cooking. So
awesome. Very awesome. So it's been nearly 9 months since you were accepted into the Twitch Partner Program. Congratulations, by the way. You totally deserve it. Amazing job. But how has this affected the way you stream, the way you think about streaming, the way you think about Twitch as a platform in general?
I don't think it changed anything, but I think the big thing with being a streamer is you do have to change continuously. You have to adapt. You can't not just put the same thing out there every day. I mean, you can, but there has to be some kind of switch up. You have to have some kind of like add in, like you have to have some fun with it and, you know, mix things in there every once in a while. So like I just mixed Pokemon back into the mix, which I'm excited about. I've been dying to just try that out. There's a new game coming out that I'm really excited about. I just kickstarted it and got in contact with some of the creators, and it looks like we're gonna get early access to Sky Climbers. So I'm excited about that.
Very
it's
nice.
Basically like Minecraft meets Pokemon meets Breath of the Wild, and it's like, I don't know, I'm excited about it. Haven't played it yet, so we'll see. But yeah, I think I mean Twitch, the partnership thing, it didn't change who I was, but I mean I definitely am super pumped to be a part of it. It's pretty cool, and I love watching now as people around me are finding those ticks too. We're having a little tick party. It's good. Awesome. You got Airy Bows on there now. You got DJ Spree, Mr. Dan, and you can kind of like see it happening. Like I've got my orcs on right now. You can see like Rev Meerkats building up, uneasy peasy. Like it's really cool to just see people growing, and hopefully we'll have a giant tick party one day.
Yeah. All right, so let's end it on a nice note. Jackbox clearly holds a special place in your heart, and you have helped to build the Jackbox community, not just on Twitch, but in general. So much so that Jackbox even put your name into the Jackbox Party Pack 7 game, Devils in the Details. Now we've got a clip here, but what was going through your head when you found out that they had put you into the game?
That clip, man, I'm literally getting goosebumps right now just because that moment was so cool. So cool because like, I'm kind of oblivious. Like I think I probably could have put 2 and 2 together. Like if I had paid more attention. I was just really excited to play the game. Because Jackbox, shout out to Belia popped in and is like, hey, we have the game. Do you want the game? And I'm like, I want the game. I want to do that right now. I want to play, because I was live when they gave it to us and I was like, what? No. Okay, so cool, let's play the game. And Belia and a bunch of the other people at Jackbox were just sitting and watching us. And I was like, that's so cool. Thank you guys. And like, I was like, why are you watching me? That's weird. You know this game. You probably played it a bunch of times. Why would you need to see it? And we played Devils in the Details, and one of my mods, Kate, was like, "Hey, do you know you're in the game?" And I was like, and I didn't. You could see in the. I'm sure. I think I know what clip you're talking about, like my reaction to it, but you could see I didn't understand what Kate was saying. I was like, yeah, yo, I'm in this game. Let's freaking go. I'm like super into it, and I kind of dismissed it. And they're like, "No, you're like in the game," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" It's just. It was like I was so lost. I couldn't believe it, and then to get the picture, I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" But Jackbox later, they were like, "Yeah, we were all watching. A few of us were crying. It was just, it was really cool. Really cool moment for me, obviously, and really cool at Jackbox. I'm telling you straight up, this company deserves all the success that they have. There is not a single person I have met at that company that is not just a top-rate human being. Like they are literally out there to do good and just have people play their games, have a good time with it. They've been doing it for a very long time, and I don't know how they got in like the group of people they did in Chicago, but they did a great job with it. I mean, they did a phenomenal job with it, and you can tell that they love working with the same people because like the people that do the narrations and the commentary, they're all coming back and they want to work with them, and that's a huge sign to me that they are just. They're good people and they deserve it. And I mean, they raised when this whole madness was going down, they raised so much money for charity. They had like Jack Black on their stream. It was nuts. And that was all great for, of course, us because, you know, we're Jackbox streamers too. And it brought attention to it. I mean, it got to the point where Markiplier was playing it. Markiplier.
Yeah.
Like I remember that day too, because it was like, Markiplier finished and people just went to Twitch trying to find people. I had like a 50 people pop out of nowhere. I'm like, where are you? Why did you guys come from? Somebody said something. And it's because of Markiplier. But yeah, Jackbox is will always have a place in my heart, like forever. That's just an unbelievable company doing unbelievable things. Like,
yeah,
you know, I hope they know they're doing more than just making games.
Yeah, you're so right. Absolutely. Jackbox is doing so many things to really help so many people. So you're totally right. But all right, Tipsy, that's going to bring us to the end of our interview. Thank you so much for being here. But before we go, do you have any advice you'd like to give to some other streamers that may be starting out? And do you have any shout outs you would like to give? What do you think?
Oh God, if I start doing shout outs, I'm going to forget somebody. Just go to the Jackbox stream team. There's billions of them. They're awesome. I mean, everybody's so damn good. Advice, I always say don't stop talking. Never stop talking, and that's something I'm not too bad at. I'm pretty good at not shutting up. And then put your phone away. That's all I say. I'm like your student teacher or your high school's teacher. Put your phone away.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's it. I mean, yeah, just have fun and do something you're passionate about, you love. And like Jackbox, I am passionate about. I used to play back in the 90s before I understood what Cookie Masterson was and what any of those jokes you were making was. But yeah, I have a long history with that particular game, so big fan of it.
Yeah, I remember playing Jackbox back like or maybe not Jackbox. You don't know Jack back like the very first one. I was like a child, like 9 years old. I type FU in while we're playing. I get the bad name. I'm terrified my parents are gonna find out. I remember all that stuff, so yeah.
My grandparents knew what the game was, and they found the CD, and I was like, I'll try this game. And I just kept trying to get the answers right, and I was like, I'm so bad. The one thing I missed from that, the wrong answer of the game, oh, I loved that.
Oh my goodness, like
yes. Hidden wrong answer.
Yes.
That's always really good.
Is like potentially your word of the day, your drinking word of the day, somehow subconsciously created from that type of environment?
Maybe. Actually, that started with the F word, which is why I can't fucking say it anymore. I had it for like for 2 weeks. The word of the day was just like the word of the stream at that point, and it was just a word. If I said it, I had a drink. And it was just a bunch of things that I kept saying over and over and over. And one of them was the F word. And I wouldn't stop fucking saying it. So now this was my solution to it. I ended up just popping.
Yeah.
But now I actually can't stop doing it. So I developed a pop. So that's how I say the F word now. And yeah, like there was a bunch of things. I used to say my friend. Like, oh, my friend. my friend. I would say that so much. They made that one of the word of the day. Don't say that anymore. But yeah, the F-pop was always the best word of the day, I think.
Right on.
It actually turned into like a personality on its own, so.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much, Tipsy. Thanks for allowing me to interview you here this morning. I hope you had a good time. But yeah, that's going to do it for us. Is there anything else you would like to say before we cut it? What do you think?
No, I'm good. Yeah, love life. Smile, my friends. That's, I guess, the best way to do it.
All right.
Too hard, but you can smile through it. I promise. It actually literally tricks your brain.